What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Dap, and I've been finding myself wanting to make YouTube videos for a while, because I feel like it's a good source to actually get commentary and go back and forth and just discuss things. And a topic that's been going around heavy lately is R. Kelly's docuseries. Well, I don't think it's a docuseries, or I guess informational, in lifetime information series about R. Kelly just premiered. And you know I just been it's just amazing to me how many disparities there is when people watch the same thing and how they all could get something different out of it, especially men via women. I do feel like I find men leaning more towards in one direction than women leaning towards in another. And a lot of people, but you know there's a lot of meaning in the middle as well. But it's just always been crazy to me, and I've been finding myself wanting to talk about it with people and just get their perspectives. And this isn't really about the surviving R. Kelly show. It's just more so, I feel like there's a lot of just good topics that within what aired that we can address, that I could just get better understanding on, and just see you guys can see my point of view, and I can see you guys' point of view, and maybe just figure out where to go from here. So one of the topics that I saw that I want to discuss is, if you find somebody younger attractive, um, is it a basically, if you find somebody younger attractive, but you wait until they're of legal age, is there a problem with that? Because that was something going on in social media that I found interesting. And then, not and I know a lot plays into it, being a man and being a woman, but you know it's always been, it's to be honest, it's always been an interesting topic to me, because my grandparents, both sets actually, but my paternal grandparents, they're still together. And you know, what, 50 years into the game, but I think they either got, one set got married at 15 or 18, and the other set got married at, I think, 16 and 19. And very, their honestly relationship goes, if you believe in that type of thing. But it's just an interesting topic. And I even remember in middle school there was this girl whose parents were 21 years apart, and it was that was a huge grab. It was crazy to me then, and it's still kind of crazy to me now. But um, her dad was the one who was older than her mom, 21 years in age difference. But he passed sometime in her life, but he passed and they were still a couple. So honestly, I've always just basically had the belief that love doesn't really have an age. Now, I do agree. Anytime you're going into a relationship or any situationship or anything with a person, and there's an age gap, you do always need to be, cautious, alert, and just feel things out when there is an age gap, because some people are users, some people are predators, but I don't think that's always the case. And I think and it's not generally a case that I've seen in my life personally. So, but let's say you're 22 and you find somebody 16 attractive. So if you wait until that person is 18 to go and approach that person and try to talk to that person, is there something wrong with that? Because personally, I don't think it is. I actually think that's actually responsible. If somebody, so I guess 22, 16, so I guess at that time you're 24 and they're 18. That's still a decent difference, but I actually think that's responsible. But I saw a lot of online that a lot of people were saying that predatory, but like it's just absurd to find somebody that age attractive. But so what do you guys think? Is it okay for somebody to, if you find somebody younger attractive, you need to just take that L? Wrong. You met at the wrong age. Maybe that's just how it is. Or is it okay to, you've had your eye on somebody, but you kept your distance, and then when they became an appropriate age, whatever society where you are deems appropriate, then you go and holler at them. Is there anything wrong with that? I really want you guys to go into the comments and, tell me your perspective on that. Tell me what you guys think. Um, and then, when it comes to this thing, this is one of the examples of, how age and dating, it actually works. It's one of the areas where when the woman is older, it's a standard that works better on the woman than the man. But but I think it holds true for both ages. I know people say women mature faster, this, but I honestly don't think they may mature faster in some ways, but I think just as a whole, a 16-year-old is a 16-year-old, an 18-year-old is an 18-year-old, a 21-year-old is a 21-year-old. You may want different things, but as far as life experiences, understanding, and all that different things, you know, your age is your age, whether you're a man or you're a woman. So, what do you guys think about that? Another topic that came up in there. Another topic that came up that I saw a lot was a lot of times people will be like, you need to teach girls to say no. And then somebody will interject, well, like, instead of teaching girls to say no, you need to teach men not to rape. In my opinion, both are true. You feel me? Like, you need to simultaneously teach your boys. We need to simultaneously teach our boys, girls, men, women that they have the power and option to say no, as well as if somebody says no, to respect that. So let's say, let's take age out of the situation. Let's say it's a man and a woman of the same age. Let's say they're hanging out. There's an attraction there. They're in the same place. So if the guy goes to touch the girl's thigh, she needs to know that she has the power to say no, that she has the option to say no, and he needs to know that if she says no, then it should stop there. You should take that into account and then proceed however you guys feel is appropriate as proceeding. And in my opinion, that's just right. That's just respect on both parts. And it's the same for men and women. If a woman is on a man, and the guy doesn't want it, she needs to respect his, decision to say no. Which kind of brings me into my next topic that also is kind of brought up with this whole surviving R. Kelly thing. The issue. I'm sorry, I got my dog there. She laid on the camera like, dogs just have no, they just don't care about your personal space. They don't view anything as an obstacle. You just do what they want. But I know a lot of times, a topic that really does need to be addressed is, molestation and rape of young men and young boys. And I know a lot of people say, they would take this topic more seriously if it wasn't, if it didn't come up only when something was happening to young girls, and in this case specifically black girls. And I think there's some truth to that. But I also do feel like, that topic does come up every now and then. It's just that like, a lot of people, women, and let's just talk about Twitter, black women and black Twitter, it's mostly, they're the ones who kind of just get all up in arms and just take the topic to the next level of attention. So I do feel like the topic needs to be addressed, and every time it comes up, it comes and goes very quickly, and for whatever reason. The only time I could think of it, the only movie or show I could think of that I've watched and that I actually enjoyed the movie that approached the topic of an older woman putting their hands on, or not necessarily their hands, but they're, pursuing somebody younger not to the consent of the younger boy, is Antoine Fisher. But other than some random social media videos and stuff, like, I never see, even if I see something pop up, the conversation really never goes anywhere, and so it does need to be addressed. And and then, even on a predatory sense, a lot of times I feel as though I even do feel like it's generally the women protecting the men in the family who they know are predators. Um, you know, because that's grandma's baby. Your uncle, that's a predator. He comes around because grandma wants him around. Grandma allows him to be around, and for whatever reason, she may be privy to some information that happened to him. That's why she has more sympathy for him, and I do believe it's just really a conversation that needs to be had, and it needs to be addressed because we all know, somebody, I know somebody that is a boy that was touched or molested as a child, and whether society says you might feel like a man or it might be okay, that's just because the people around him felt that way. The people around him, women and men, put more seriousness on it. It wouldn't be viewed that way. You could get help for these people, but let me know what you guys think because it's a topic I want to talk about, and I just want to start making videos and just have a good dialogue going because I find myself wanting to talk about these things, want to get these things off my chest, and just not really having anywhere to go or to talk about it in length, because you can't really, talk about it on LinkedIn, Twitter, or you might could talk about it on LinkedIn and podcast, but there's no I feel like there's more interaction here. So subscribe. I'm gonna be posting several videos. Drop down in the comments. Tell me what you guys think, and let's just keep the conversation going. And if you feel like there's more that can more things that were with that the topic of Surviving R. Kelly can bring up, then post those down there too, and let's tackle them. Let's talk about them. Let's see people's perspectives, and I'll see you guys later.